Well, hello, and thank you for joining me. This is a moon phase reading from our last Taurus full moon until we reach the Scorpio new moon. So it's going to be for a couple of weeks. I pulled the first three set of cards here, and I felt like they were so wacky. And I thought, well, maybe my energy's off, and I'll just try again. So I threw one of them back and it came right back out, which is out of a really big deck. So I was like, no, we're going with it. So bear with me. I don't know where this reading's going to go. It feels so dynamic. This end feels just as strange as it can get, especially coming off this Halloween full moon energy. And then this just goes a whole nother direction. So we'll see together here what's going to be revealed, but I truly have no idea other than it's recovering some territory basically. So I hope you all had a very blessed and special Halloween holiday, and during that time it's a transitional point, and it's also marking that for that time of the year, to have both of those instances on the same day where the earth is related to the sun cycle and also the moon cycle. They're both these transitional points of things reaching a full culmination and needing to assess, like, what are we going to let go of as we bring other things in. We don't have to let go of everything. We're going to keep some things through very good discernment, and then we can create space for more things to come through. So we had a double whammy that day. So you may have felt, I know I did, I had to just kind of shut down at one point and be like, I can't really deal. I tend to be moon sensitive here and there. So I know I got my feelings that evening and just felt a little bit out of sorts. But I think after a good night's sleep, probably in some other dimensions, worked some things through. So I am good, more than good today. So let's see here what we've got. We're going to look at the actual moon's impact on our emotional states right here. We're going to take a look at what's going on physically, and then what our higher self would like to contribute. So first out, we've got this image of commitment is what it's saying. It's a fruit. But for me, during this time, it's more about what did we bring to culmination? What really are we saying, yes, this is what I did, and that we're happy about? I feel as if this is even nostalgic in some way, as if you've gone back decades into yourself and you were working on something that maybe never saw the light of day until this last phase, and you've really put a lot of endearment towards whatever you were working on. And I do think that it's been productive. It may not have come out perfect, exactly what you would like to see, but you know that you did get some results off of it. Now we have an energy here that is talking about kind of entanglement, getting a little bit messy and unclear, because when we put an obstacle in the way of what we're doing, it can create a block. So you may have realized that you were doing something like that as you were working towards this, there was maybe too much of your lower self invested in it, and it may have only got to the point that it did because of that blockage. Now, as we look at what you can do to kind of help you through this time with your emotions, we have decision as a mudra with the affirmation, I choose well. The actual mudra is like this. And let me get the affirmation for you. I decide with a clear head and a benevolent heart. This is actually dedicated to the snake goddess. The snake goddess Naja symbolizes supernatural power, wisdom, cunning, and potency. The mudra resolves emotional and mental tension. Which, we are also in Scorpio season, so emotions are running, I wouldn't say necessarily high, but definitely deep. So anything that we can do to help moderate as we process our emotions this month, I think will be very helpful for us. And, you may be feeling like you're kind of working your way into a puzzle, something that you can't quite get out of. It may feel like you're setting a trap for yourself as well. I'm just taking a moment to pause and really let these speak intuitively to me. So I'm hearing, like, even though this card was directing our attention towards ego and pride, we want to have what is the higher octave of that, its true essence, what should be there instead of ego and pride, which is self-reliance, self-worth, self-empowerment. So we definitely don't want to dull that out. We don't want to completely act as if, nothing matters here. We definitely want to care about those things, and we want to bring life to those. We want to polish them. We want that to shine. We want that to come through. We want our real essence, our true protective warrior spirit that is taking charge to come through. We want that to be able to make the actual fruit that we want to bear as specific as we need it to be. We want to find our real voice here, is what I'm feeling. And we don't want to set any traps for ourselves through indecision, through lack of clarity. So it is important to be in touch with who we truly are here, to know yourself, to make sure that you're not pandering to a lot of other things and people. It's a time to be really in your power and own your essence and work on growing that energy of authenticity. Now let's take a look into, I'm going to call this the danger zone. I have never in my life pulled two growling, snarling animals at the same time in a reading. Wow. So, and with the card here that is stating it as the therapy card, resolution. So it's hard not to see that maybe something has been of high tension here. This card also is bearing Devil's Tower on it, so, which is a beautiful place. I hope all of you have the chance to experience this wonderful monument. It's amazing. I've been there. So, speaking from experience. But let's go in here. Let's see what would like to come through. So what I'm hearing here is defensiveness, feeling like you have to defend your territory and yourself, and because you're scared, there's something that you're fearing. So because of that, it's really easy to show up like this. You could also be feeling a little bit jealous about something, and even taken for granted, or dismissed because of a certain affiliation with something. So there may be like an actual prejudice coming along. So for me, this is coming through maybe this misguided use of our natural power. And there are times when we need to get scary, and fear is there to preserve us. So should you be actually in a position like that, we have the capability to show up and use our strength and use this type of energy to do what it needs to do in the moment. The issue would be is if it's persisting throughout this time, and especially seeing this during the Scorpio season has me concerned. So let's look at our therapy card and see what else it wants to say. The past haunts me. How funny. coming off of All Hallows Eve, and the true statement is, in this moment I am free. Let yourself be the one to heal the wounds passed down from your ancestors. The release and growth begins with you. And that's what I was really getting here too. It's like a wounding, being part of a certain clan, a tribe, an association, some sort of identity that you have in common with others that is being discriminated upon, perhaps. And it makes you want to get very reactionary. So if you do enjoy using essential oils, which I burn every time I do a reading, I also use sage and the singing bowl. I think it's really important to kind of reset and clear energy. That, I would encourage you to use some Douglas fir essential oil if at all possible, or at least get around trees in a forest. Be around anything that you find calming and that really stabilizes you, so that you can cool any of this reactionary, quick energy that seems to be showing up here. I know that in the US we are coming into one of the biggest elections ever. And so some of this, because this is a collective reading, may be talking about the after effects of whatever is going to play out there as well on a community level. So then let's see here for our higher selves. Now this is a whole other side, like I was saying. We've got that deeper energy here, and then we've got this, high vibes, fun, and love energy over here. So this is the higher self, and it is here to guide us. And so, regardless of what we're seeing here, regardless of our instincts and our monkey mind and whatnot, we want to be looking here for our true actions and where we need to be focused and centered. So we're seeing this really beautiful energy coming through here of getting connected to what makes you really buzz on the inside, what gives you that feeling of warmth and security and love and belonging. It's like the perfect Valentine's Day holiday here. And really try to get into that energy more. Now that is complemented by the synergy card here, and let's read for you a little bit off of this. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. And yes, if we're doing that, if we're collaborating, we want to be working with this energy. We don't want to be showing up with this energy, or even with doubts and kind of lost in ourselves. And maybe we're feeling like this because it is time to start collaborating with other people. And within the group, we may find more protection as well, so we may not feel as isolated and needing to react as much. As the therapy card for this, we do have intimacy. So this is about, being vulnerable with people as well. So for me, these really tie together. So I think that if you're having any difficulty during this time, to reach out to others, to try to integrate with other people, try to collaborate, try to co-create, try to be part of other people's worlds and lives right now, and let them into yours. You may have been a little too isolated, and you may also have a lot of feelings at this time that even collectively that we're sharing, so it may help relieve some of the intensity by knowing that others feel the same way, that there are mutual energies there to help you and to connect with you, basically, and make you feel like it's more than belong, but it's like you belong with a loving presence, and that it's okay to be in that energy. Just pausing to see if anything else wants to come out. Yeah, I basically am getting, once again, it just feels like a lot of high contrast, a lot of dynamic energy. You may be just experiencing the highs and lows during this time. It would not be unusual in a Scorpio season. We're working towards a new moon in Scorpio as we're going to be coming out of this cycle. And, it's a powerful time for transformation. This is deep work that we're doing at this time. And you may surprise yourself in the end. You may find that you have actually brought yourself into a whole new area, like through this cycle, that you probably are not going to see coming. So I'm wishing you all well, sending you peace, love, and stay beautiful. Thanks so much for your participation.